talk to you today about staking our trees. A lot of times when we buy new trees out of the nursery, they come with a pretty flimsy small bamboo stake, and you can see how that is very narrow in diameter and not very tall at all. Now this lasted probably for one season. I had it staking up this Arizona cypress that it came with, and what I like to use is just pantyhose to kind of pull against that tree so that it's not really binding on that tree, and it allows for some flexibility. One thing when you're staking trees, you want to make sure that there is some flexibility, because you've got to allow that tree to build up its own diameter and its own strength. I always kind of say it's like abs, and if you're constantly supporting it, then it's not going to build that own structure to support itself once those stakes come off. So you want to allow for some flexibility. But you can see that stake is about the same size as the tree is at this point. So we're going to come in with something bigger now. You can see this is a bamboo stake that's got much more girth to it and also a lot taller. And it's just going to really allow us to hold up this tree much better. Now we get a lot of southern wind here, so I'm really only looking at staking it on the south side. If you were concerned about winds from all over, you really want to stake it at least in 2 directions, if not 3 in some situations. You could use a T-post also if you wanted to, but I've got these bamboo poles that I'm going to use. And another thing I want to point out before I get this staked, and the reason why I'm really wanting to stake this too, not only to help support the tree, but if you look in close here, you can see when this tree was purchased, it lost its top initial leader right there. So at some point this leader has died, and so what we're trying to do is to allow this side shoot to become its new leader, which it will do. It'll develop into that. So we just want to make sure that it maintains the top and reaches for the sun. So we're going to put this stake on the south side, pulling that tree back up. So there you can see we've staked it on the south side to really help compensate for those southern winds that we're getting. And it's gonna, you can see it's got some movement to it, and we want that movement. I've retied the pantyhose just a little to allow for some more flexibility, and also to make sure that it's not wearing on the tree trunk. You always want to make sure that. That can cause damage within one growing season. So make sure if you haven't checked any trees that are currently staked that you go ahead and check them again. Typically a tree only really needs to be staked for a year or so. So make sure that you're checking though each season that there's not any wear or damage on that tree, and loosen it if necessary. At this point our tree is staked and it should be good for another season.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.